Theatrical Shenanigans with
Jack Rushton.
Hello there, and welcome to our final episode of this 6th season of Theatrical Shenanigans. I hope you're all well out there and looking forward to our last play and our last chat with a guest. Speaking of which, my guest today has had a relationship with Theatrical Shenanigans since August 2023, when his play Remembering Elizabeth featured in our 2nd season. His play Institute of Love then featured in our 1st anniversary special in January 2024, and most recently his play Beekeeper featured in our Player Day special back in February 2025. Outside of that, he is Director of New Play Programmes for Greenwich Theatre Company, a founder and facilitator of the Playwrights Collaborative, and a long-time collaborator with the Actors Studio, where he has produced 5 national short play festivals. If that wasn't enough, 40 of his short plays have been produced in more than 200 venues worldwide. It's a thrill to have him here. Welcome, Jack Rushton.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. I feel honored.
It's wonderful to have you here. So, as always, we go right back to the beginning. How did you get your start in the arts world?
Well, I think that happened in 1st grade when I was cast as Sisyphus in the 1st grade play. I've always loved theater. I've loved it really since 1st grade. And acted a bit in high school and college. But then I got away from it for a long time and re-engaged about 18 years ago and began acting again. And I loved it. I loved it all over again.
But you have an incredible collection of over 200 plays. I am absolutely in awe. So, as a playwright, are there topics you prefer to write about, or genres you prefer to write in, or is it just a little bit of everything?
Well, it's a little bit of everything. I try not to be boxed in or confined by any genre or any style. I really just write what I feel. And I think 200, I think it's probably up to about 300 now.
Wow.
And mostly in the short play format because it's, I try to find some theatrical lightning, if you will, and everything gets condensed into a small set of circumstances. But typically, plays are about human relationships, and so that's what I focus on is relationships and interactions, and some of it's quite dysfunctional, some of it's quite absurd, and I think that's the way life is.
Yeah, definitely. But you also have the unique perspective of working within the theatrical industry as a director of new play programs. What's that like, and what made you decide that's where you wanted to go?
Well, as my work has evolved and I've gained confidence, I've felt more freedom to help others. And now I actually spend quite a bit of time doing just that. I try to work with emerging playwrights or people that are new to playwriting. And I do that in a variety of ways. For the Greenwich Theatre Company in Greenwich, Connecticut, I'm the director of their new play programs. I'm also a member of the Playwrights Platform in Boston. And I founded a group called the Playwrights Collaborative. And we've been at it since 2012. It started as sort of a playwrights workshop. And really, it's morphed in the last several years into much more than that, where our strengths and our origin is in how to help make a play as compelling as possible. We create lineups. We have a very strong workshop function where 20 playwrights get together, actors and directors as well. We probably have 60 or 70 people in the group at large. We don't all show up for every meeting. But from there, we craft new lineups of plays. And again, all short plays. Our lineups could be 7 or 8, depending on length. And in this new lineup of plays, we take those on the road and do it for charity and go around New England, presenting turnkey shows for venues, whether it's theaters, libraries, museums, what have you, and they keep all the proceeds. We do it for free. So our group has evolved into a traveling troupe and a production company at the same time. And going back to the way things were done a long time ago, hitting the road with your work and taking it around the countryside, if you will, I love that. And you get to meet lots of new people. And because it's all for charity, I think we all feel fortunate in our work, and it's our way of giving back.
Now, we've produced a couple of your pieces on Theatrical Shenanigans, but is there one play of yours in particular that you'd love to see have a live production, and why that particular play?
Well, I've just written something brand new, which I can't wait to hear, and it's called Shoeboxes. I've tried to tap into the insanity of a couple that's been together a long time, and I'm exploring whether truth and untruth, love and hate, like, dislike, friends, enemies, can all coexist simultaneously. And the insanity of any long-term relationship, which is also its own sanity, and how that all works out.
And finally, before we move on to our play for this episode, do you have a standout moment, a moment that makes you think, yes, this is why I do this?
Yeah, I do. We were just at the Barker Playhouse in Providence, Rhode Island, doing a show for them. And it was a hybrid show with some of the Barker talent and some of our talent from the Playwrights Collaborative, and we meshed it all. And just so you understand, if the show goes up Saturday night, we get there Saturday afternoon, we tech dress it in a few hours, and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not, we just arrive, it's turnkey, and then we had a second performance, a matinee on Sunday. So before the Sunday matinee, we're all just hanging out. We're not even in the green room. We're in the theater, and all the actors, we're just sitting around, and the vibe was so great and so loose, and everyone's chatting and laughing and enjoying. And I'm just sitting there, engaged, but I'm observing too, and I'm like, God, we're like this is like a great baseball team. We're in the dugout, and we're chewing tobacco, and we're laughing, and we're telling jokes, and we're loose. And that was a bit of an aha, because everything that you try to pull together, just gelled perfectly. And the audience was thrilled with the show, and it just, like I said, it all gelled.
Now move on to talk about our playwright and play for this episode. Ian Hay describes himself as a part-time writer, and he's had 3 one-act plays formed at the Cornerhouse Theatre in Tolworth, Surrey, as part of their now biannual OneAct Play Festival. He had his first novel, No Lift and No Stairs, published by the Book Guild in 2022. He was a longlist for the To Hull and Back Humorous Short Story Competition in 2023, and he's had several music reviews published in his local paper. If all that wasn't enough, he's also played the villain in the last 9 village pantos. Ian's play today is called Bomb-Proof, and Ian describes his inspiration for the piece as an unusual combination of Father Ted, Monty Python, and the Godfather. Theatrical Shenanigans presents Bomb-Proof by Ian Hay.
Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. Wendy speaking. Oh, hi Mary, how are you? Oh, good. And how's Steve? Oh, dear. Well, give him my love and tell him to try night nurse. It's what I always take when I've got the sniffles. Well, he's a bit frantic at the moment, but if he's not available, we'll just have to make do. OK. I'll let his lordship know. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. Wendy speaking. No, he's not here at the moment. Probably the traffic. They're retarmacking the Milford Road again. Is there anything I can help you with? Mr. Tightworth, I do not appreciate the unnecessary threats. We run a perfectly legitimate business offering a value-for-money service to our considerable clientele in New Milton and surrounding areas. If you have any concerns, please contact Checker Trade, who we have belonged to since its inception in 2005. Thank you and goodbye. Morning, John.
Wendy?
Traffic bad?
Awful. I thought they tarmacked that bloody road 2 weeks ago.
Well, they obviously didn't do a good enough job. Quite a number of cyclists complained that where the potholes had been filled in, little mounds of asphalt had appeared, making cycling even more hazardous than it was before.
And do those lycra-clad pains in the arses pay any road tax? No, they bloody don't. Should have left the potholes.
Well, they weren't doing the tyres and chassis of my little Citroen any favours.
You should buy yourself a 4x4 like mine.
I can't afford one on my wages. And anyway, when humans finally destroy the planet, I don't want anyone blaming my carbon footprint.
All right, but can't these people look like they're doing something instead of the two of them turning the stop sign to go every 5 minutes while all the others chew the fat and read the bloody newspaper?
You seem a bit uptight this morning.
Problems, Wendy. Problems.
Sylvia.
Well, she's always a problem, but her general irrational neuroticism is way down the list at present. Tolworth's making further inroads into our concerns.
What now?
He's not only sewn up the Keyhaven Yacht Club car park, but he's also taken over the adjoining public facilities.
You don't say.
Apparently so. His cronies are charging £3 for an hour's stay and 50p for a pee, respectively.
But we only used to charge 30p. And the punter could use the facility for up to 20 minutes.
I know. We have to get rid of him. He's taking the piss.
Did you just make that one up?
I'm sorry?
It was quite funny. For you.
Oh, I see, but actually I was being deadly serious.
Yes, it must be worrying. John?
Yes, Wendy?
I know this might not be the time and place, but I've always wondered, whose idea was it to start charging people to use public conveniences on the Hampshire-Dorset border?
Well, it was mine, actually.
Really? How did that come about?
Well, it harks back to when I was a student in the late 80s. I was completely penniless, not a red cent to my name. And I desperately needed some funds from my estranged father, who was a Baptist minister at the Elephant and Castle in South London. I bunked the train at Southampton, where I was at uni.
Oh, South West trains?
Oh, no. It was still good old British Rail then. Anyway, although the unmitigated horror of revenue inspectors had not yet materialised, it was still a very tricky business to get to Waterloo without being thrown off the train for not having a ticket. However, a subtle combination of standing on the toilet seat and pretending I was Hungarian...
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll explain another time, but it managed to keep the transport police off my back for the entire journey. Fortune shone, and there was no barrier nor members of staff demanded to see tickets when I got off at Waterloo. But I was absolutely bursting for a pee, so instead of exiting the station straight away, I hurriedly left underneath the clock to the staircase by a newspaper stand, which I knew from previous experience led to the public toilets. I ran down as fast as I could. I was literally dying, only to be confronted by a barrier and a uniformed West Indian man demanding 5p off me to use the facilities. After a fruitless attempt to persuade a aforesaid man to let me through, I hurried back up the stairs and out the station, just managing to hold on long enough before I relieved myself in the hole in the wall.
What? In a cash point machine?
No, don't be silly. There was a pub named the Hole in the Wall at the back of the station. I think it might still be there now, actually.
Oh. And that's what gave you the idea to start charging for people to use public toilets in our neck of the woods?
Well, exactly.
Oh, I see.
What the hell's that?
It came from the car park out back.
Bloody hell. Somebody's blown up my 4x4. I could have been in it.
Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. Wendy speaking. Yes, he's here. I'll put you through.
Now look here, Tightworth. That was the final straw. We could have come to some agreement, beneficial to both parties, with opportunities to co-expand into Christchurch and beyond, but not now. Oh no. You, Bruce Tightworth, are going to shortly become a distant and mildly irritating memory. These young upstarts know nothing. Tell Steve Sampson to come here.
Mary Sampson phoned in earlier to say Steve's not available for work at present.
Why not?
He's got a very bad cold, apparently. I told her to make him try some night nurse. Always sorts me out when I've got the sniffles.
Well, he's supposed to be one of our top operatives, not a bleeding train driver.
Train driver?
Well, they're always on strike or bloody ill. I'll have to get hold of Pete the Head.
Oh, he's in Tenerife.
What the hell's he doing in Tenerife?
Taking that vacation you promised him after he took care of that nosy Inland Revenue Inspector, Mrs. Braithwaite.
Oh, damn, yeah.
I can call Charlie at the agency.
Ah, too expensive. And we need to keep this, in-house. I'll get it. Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. John speaking. Luke, hello. How the devil are you? Well, I'm sorry I asked that, but where actually are you at the moment? Just round the corner. That's excellent news. Do you mind calling up? Might have a little job for you. Decent dough, I promise. OK, see you in 5.
Was that Luke Brazil?
It most certainly was.
But last week you told me you'd never ever use him again.
Did I?
Well, not exactly those words. More along the lines of, if I ever see that complete moron again, I'll... And I'm afraid I can't finish the rest of it. Still in shock at some of the expletives you used.
Ah, yeah, well, I'm afraid current circumstances demand immediate action.
Well, OK, but would you please mind your language when you speak with him?
I'm sure everything will be hunky-dory.
We'll see. Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. Wendy speaking. Oh, hi, Luke. I'll open the door for you. Do you remember when we first interviewed him and I asked him if he was au fait with our policies on LGBTQ+, and he replied that he preferred hamburgers?
I just want him to deal with Tightworth and not recite the current Government Discrimination Act.
Hi, Luke.
Catherine.
No, it's Wendy.
Oh, right, yeah. Do you come here often?
I'm the secretary, Luke.
Oh, right, yeah.
Now, if you could just sign the register here and here.
Why?
It's just a necessary prerequisite all companies have to abide by.
You what?
Well, if there was a natural calamity, such as a fire, for example, the investigating officials would know who was in the building at the time.
A fire?
Yes. I stress that that would be highly unlikely, but...
Where's the fire exit then?
The door you've just come in through?
What about if it's not open?
We'd have to use the window.
I don't like heights.
Luke, please don't worry about any of that. I'll personally spray you with a fire extinguisher if the worst comes to the worst. So, please, just come and sit down.
Cheers, John.
I'll put my headphones on, shall I, John?
Yes, please.
Why's she doing that?
So she can't hear us, Luke.
Oh, yeah, right. What's she listening to?
I really don't know. Either one of my dictations or some classical music, such as Mozart or the Ilk. She's a cultured lady, is our Wendy.
I quite like her.
Wendy?
No, Lady Gaga.
Now, do you recognise this man?
Course I do, it's Andy Murray.
No, Luke, it's not Andy Murray.
Certainly looks like him.
It's Bruce Tightworth.
Oh, yeah, right. Who's he then?
I thought he had an affair with your ex-wife a couple of years ago.
Did he?
Well, that's what you told Pete the Head.
Did I?
Look, it really doesn't matter. But this is the man I need you to urgently terminate. You know, put him on ice. Make sure he sleeps with the fishes.
Oh, yeah, right. There is a slight problem, though, John.
What's that?
I've lost my gun.
What do you mean you lost your gun?
You remember when you asked me to sort out Barry Barlow in the Lymington Conservative Club?
Yeah?
And I missed him and accidentally wounded a traffic warden in the car park.
You did what?
I wounded a...
Yes, I heard that bit. But Barry Barlow actually ceased to exist that afternoon.
Well, unbeknown to me, he had a dodgy ticker and collapsed underneath the dartboard after I'd fired.
So you lost your gun in the Lymington Conservative Club?
No,
Where did you lose it then?
in the White Lion in Milford.
Huh?
Obviously, I hightailed it out of the club and jumped into the getaway car.
You used a getaway car?
Well, yeah, you booked it for me, didn't you?
Luke, we don't possess a getaway car.
It looked like a getaway car.
So, you got in this car,
Yeah,
and then what happened?
I told the driver to get me out of there, and we headed up the high street and forked off left down the Everton Road. He was a nice enough bloke, but a bit henpecked, if you know what I mean, so when we were passing the Lion, I asked him if he fancied a pint. He agreed, and we had a couple of sherbets and a good old natter. When I got home, I realised I'd forgotten to pick up my gun.
You put a freshly used gun down onto a table in a pub?
No, we were sitting at the bar.
That's the end of the first movement. I take it you've finished your little chat?
Not quite, Wendy. Still a couple of issues to clear up.
No probs. I'll wire myself back in again. I love Mozart.
Is it all right if I powder my ears, John?
I'm sorry?
Oh, it's a little joke one of my mates uses when he wants to go to the loo. He pretends he's a bird and says he's gonna powder his ears.
I think you'll find he probably says nose, Luke. Powder his nose.
It's not as funny as powdering his ears. That always makes me laugh when he says that.
Well, it might, Luke. Well, it might. But can't you hold it in for 10 minutes? We've got some extremely important business to discuss.
I know, John, I know. It's just I've always had a bit of a bother in that department. That's why I was never any good at long-distance running.
OK, but please be as quick as you can.
Cheers, mate. Won't be a cross.
A tick, Luke.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's the door to the staircase, Luke.
Where's the Kazi, then?
Through the door past John's desk and second on the left.
Cheers, Jackie.
Are you really sure Luke's up to this?
As I said before, we haven't got much choice.
Jerry McGormley emailed when you two were talking to say that Tightworth's taken over the adventure playground in Ashley and he's charging 20 pence for 10-minute rides on the roundabout.
Undercutting us now. God damn it. He has to be stopped.
Shall I go?
No, it's for Luke.
You're going to terminate Luke?
No, it's for Luke to nullify Tightworth.
There's no need to shout.
Sorry, just a tad stressed at the moment.
Hasn't Luke got his own gun?
He's lost it.
Lost it?
Yep.
That's an unusual thing to lose.
It most certainly is.
Does he know where he's lost it?
In the White Lion in Milford.
Oh, that's quite handy.
I have to say, it could have been a lot worse.
The landlord in there is almost as bent as you are.
Wendy!
Oh, you know what I mean.
Well, yes, I'm sure old Bob will sell it back to me at not too extortionate a price. However, Luke needs a gun now, so he'll have to have this one. All right now?
Oh, yes. Lovely hand dryer.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Nice and warm.
Excellent.
Shall I put my headphones on again?
Yes, please.
My daughter bought me an iPod for my birthday.
Did she really?
I really like putting it on random. I can listen to all types of stuff then.
Luke, I'm going to say this in the nicest possible way, but if you don't shut up about your friggin' iPod, I will personally make sure you never experience another birthday ever again. Is that clear?
I think so.
Good. Here's your new gun. Please do not lose it this time.
No probs, mate. What do you want me to do with it?
I would really, really love to shove it up your... It's for Tightworth.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where do you think you're going?
To sort out Tightwad.
Tightworth. His name is Tightworth. Look, just come and sit down here again.
Why?
Because you need to know some Jen first.
Jen?
Yes, Jen.
General knowledge?
Sort of. Yes, but please, just sit down and listen. According to Pete and Jane Longrove from the off-licence in Gore Road, Tightworth likes to walk his dog every morning over the cliffs from Barton-on-Sea to Highcliffe between 8 and 9:30. It's normally very quiet at that time. Maybe just an odd stray jogger or other dog walker rattling around. People who would run a mile at the first drop of blood.
Nice time of day, then.
I'm sorry?
To take the dog for a walk.
Well, yes, it might well be, but what I'm trying to say is that this is the best time to do the business on him.
Who?
Tightworth, for Christ's sake!
Oh, yeah, right. What's he got?
Probably something small. Maybe a colt or a blade.
Chihuahua?
Could be. Hang on a second. I don't actually know what type of dog he's got.
You said it was small.
Well, I was talking about his weapon. What's so funny?
Tightworth having a small weapon.
Look, let's just forget about the size of his weapon, shall we? So, you know what to do.
In here, mate, in here.
Well, go on then. Tell me.
I go up to the cliffs between 8 and 9:30 tomorrow morning and wait for Tightworth to show.
And what do you take with you?
A cup of coffee.
Well, yes, maybe, but more importantly than that...
Golf clubs?
No, you frigging gun!
Oh, yeah, right. What about his dog?
Whose dog?
Tightworth's Chihuahua.
Oh, it'll probably run away.
What about if it doesn't?
Well, throw a stick for it or something.
But it'll come back with it.
Look, just get out of my bloody office and do the frigging job on Tightworth for feck's sake.
Keep your hair on, John. It's only a bit of a laugh.
Luke, I'll have you know But Tightworth has already made one attempt to dispatch me, so no, it's not just a bit of a laugh, okay?
Oh, right, yeah.
What's the matter now?
I want to say goodbye to Julie.
It's Wendy, and I'll say goodbye to her for you. Now please just leave.
Is she single?
No, happily married.
Oh, that's a pity. I've seen a lot worse bits of stuff than her.
I'll make sure I tell her that. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. Now, if you don't mind...
All right. See you later, orangutan.
Whatever, Luke, whatever.
All sorted then, John? Well, you did know what he was like.
Yes, but I didn't realise he was that bloody thick. Any news from the web?
Well, there is actually.
What is it?
I hope you don't mind, but I emailed Gary Hornball, the head librarian at Brock College, to undertake a bit of research on Bruce Tightworth.
No problem at all with that, Wendy. Any extra info about one's sworn enemy is not to be sneered at. Has he uncovered anything?
He has.
Something relevant?
Could be.
Fire away.
Tightworth's mother was English, but his father was Jamaican.
Well, I do realise he's of mixed racial descent, but what's so important about that?
Listen. Tightworth Sr. emigrated to the UK in 1987, whereupon he secured his first employment with British Rail
So?
as the lavatory attendant at Waterloo's first ever paying gents facilities. One afternoon, Tightworth Sr. was verbally abused by a long-haired, nerdy student type, so badly and viciously that he immediately resigned from work. Tightworth Jr., Bruce, wrote to a friend at the time saying that his father never recovered. The ferocity of the verbal assault destroyed all his confidence, and he took to drinking and beating up his wife until his untimely death underneath the milk float in July 1992. According to Gary's research, Bruce Tightworth has sworn mortal revenge on the man who destroyed his father's life.
Oh.
Were you that long-haired, nerdy student type, John?
Tightworth has a personal vendetta. Oh, there can be no deals or negotiation now. It's either him or me. All the windows in this entire building are bulletproof. The only way for Tightworth or one of his henchmen to get in here is through the main door, downstairs, which is bomb-proof, which only you and I can open.
Your point being?
Well, if we both stay here tonight, there's no way Tightworth can get to us.
Sorry, John, but why do I have to stay here?
We might kidnap you.
Tight ass like you wouldn't pay the ransom.
I never said I would.
What would be the point in kidnapping me then?
Because you know the security code to open a door.
So?
We could torture you. Tightworth wouldn't be shy of using the old electrodes.
I never thought of that. But where would we sleep?
On a sofa bed next door.
Together?
Well, unless you want to sleep on the floor.
You'd better keep your hands to yourself.
Wendy, what in heaven's name do you take me for?
A lecherous old git.
I swear on my bank balance I will not lay one stray finger on your person.
You stick to the sofa bed. I'll put 2 swivel chairs together with the brakes on.
Well, that's sorted then. I'll phone Sylvia, and you phone your hubby. There's no way Tightworth can get to us now. We just have to pray Luke can do the business in the morning. Don't answer it.
Oh, stop getting so paranoid, John. It might be the croissants and coffee I ordered earlier.
Okay. Find out who it is then.
Good morning, North Milton MOT Centre. Wendy speaking. Oh, hi, Luke. OK, I'll buzz you up. What does he want?
I don't know. Maybe he needs some bullets.
All right, Pauline.
Fine, Luke. And please, it's Wendy.
John tells me you're up the doff.
I beg your pardon?
I mean married.
Yes, Luke, I am.
You don't want to go out for a curry sometime, then?
Not really. And even if I was single, I'd rather a Chinese.
They're really good at table tennis.
So I believe.
And badminton and shot putting.
Yes, and they're also good at building walls. Now, what the bloody hell do you want?
He really is a stroppy so-and-so, isn't he? I don't know how you put up with him.
It's a job, and the work can be quite challenging on occasion.
I really wanted to be a milkman.
Sorry to interrupt, Luke, but who is that parcel you're holding for?
It says it's for John.
Who actually gave you this parcel, Luke?
Hard to tell.
What do you mean, hard to tell?
He was wearing a mask.
Oh, bollocks.
A wonderfully thrilling ride of complete chaos there. That was Andrea Richardson as Wendy, Kareem Crumfley as John, and Malia Wessel as Luke in Bombproof by Ian Hay. Jack, what did you think?
Oh, I love Bombproof. I thought this was fantastic, and kudos to the playwright. And I want a big shout out to your talent, Rachel.
Mm.
Wendy and John and Luke were amazing. And what I really loved about the play is because I tend to write dark comedies,
Mm.
is that it was such a beautifully dark comedy.
Mm.
And it's certainly a situation comedy. And the absurdism and the realism were perfectly blended, I felt.
Yeah.
I also felt that it was like a Faulty Towers mashup with the Maltese Falcon.
I don't think I've ever heard something described like that before. It's just a wonderful twist on what is classically a very dangerous method of employment with the absurdity of what it actually is.
Right, exactly. And so those mundane details, I thought, actually heighten the stakes as opposed to lowering them.
No, and we as the audience get to discover about these people and what they do for a living and the dangers that exist in their lives as the play goes on. There's nothing kind of assumed. Everything is explained, but not in an overly wordy way. It's like you said, there's no detail too small. There's nothing irrelevant that is said in this play.
Yeah, agreed. It was, and I didn't see it coming.
No.
Until I thought to myself, wow, I wonder, I mean, how is the playwright going to end this?
Yeah.
Right? And then it, just before it happened, it dawned on me what was happening.
Yeah.
So it was almost simultaneous, but just as a playwright, that's where my head went. I'm like, how is he going to end it? The play doesn't last forever. It could have. It could have kept going.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, which is a strength of the play. It could have kept going.
Yeah, it was funny for me. 'Cause I remember the first time I read it, I was reading through it, and I, like you, thought, "Where is this going? How is this going to end?" And then when it got to the last couple of lines talking about the package, I out loud went, "Oh bollocks," which is obviously John's last line, and I was like, "Oh, that was just it was brilliantly done."
It goes to the best laid plans.
Yes.
So and life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah. The thing I always find when you're watching either films or plays or TV shows, and you find yourself, normally it's with villains. If you find a villain that you really hate, it's a testament to how well the actor is playing the character. But for me, I had this just immense frustration that got worse towards Luke. I was just by myself going, "Oh my God, oh my God." And it's just, I found myself a bit like a parent with a toddler that just isn't getting it, and you just want to sit down and just explain it to him in words of one syllable, which John, bless him, tries to do, and he just isn't getting it. And again, it's a wonderful testament to the character that you feel that level of frustration that John is getting to.
And it's funny you mentioned villain, right? Because usually things are pretty black and white: villain, hero, action, reaction. And in this play, in theory, Bruce Tightworth is the villain, and yet John's a villain, and Luke's a villain, and the only person who is unscathed in my hearing of it was Wendy, who was really lovely. She was just trying to it's a job, right? And so that is a social statement right there. But it's uncanny in that everyone's a villain and everyone's a bit of a hero, aren't they? I love that part of it because it was ambiguous. It was very rich. Maybe it was all the details provided, but it just felt rich, and yet it was we were in this one room.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. A screenplay of this might be quite interesting to watch.
But it's when you say talk about everyone being a hero and everyone being a villain, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about the gangster films we've seen many of, which this is kind of bears a similar resemblance to, there are no real heroes and villains in those, because it's normally one gang against another, and they're all doing something illegal, and they're all kind of like, none of them are particularly like good guys, but they're all just trying to make a living, and they're all just trying to do things their own way, which is kind of the same here. But then obviously you get thrown the spanner at the end, where we discover there is a personal connection between John and Bruce.
Yes.
And at that point, you're kind of like, okay, now where is this going? Because this used to be just a business issue, and now it's got personal.
Right. Exactly.
It's a short piece, but there is so much more that could exist in this world. Because obviously, you know, John and Bruce, who obviously we never see, have fingers in a lot of pies and a lot of people that they've got and been involved in. And the more they talk about the people that are involved, even the landlord of the pub, who's as bent as John, you find yourself wondering, well, not why is he bent? What has he done? How did he and John know each other? And I just think there's this, Ian has created this world that could expand tenfold if he wanted it to, but at the same time, he's given us this wonderful introduction to these three characters and a wonderfully spectacular ending that, like we said, we never saw coming.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought there was a natural, if the playwright is thinking of expanding it, and I think a playwright should always think about expanding or contracting their work one way or the other.
And I love the fact that they're it's a wonder between John and Luke. It's a wonderful rapid back and fire, because Luke is so clueless. Obviously, he's just responding to respond. He doesn't actually know, because as you say, he keeps going, "Oh yeah, right." And it's like, you don't know what he's saying to you, do you?
Yeah, it was great. And he loved how warm the hand dryer was. I thought that was brilliant also.
Yeah, it's the fact that he says what's he got? And John's obviously instant thought was to a weapon, and Luke's was to the dog. And it's just like, he's a wonderfully clueless individual, and I want to know how he got into this line of work in the first place.
Yeah,
because he's just completely clueless.
Right. Seemed like the thing to do at the time, maybe.
Okay, we are almost out of time. Jack, your final thoughts on the piece as a whole?
Oh, I love the piece. I would love to. I'd love to see it on stage. I would love to see it on screen. Ian, it has lots of opportunities ahead for the script. If the playwright chooses to follow them up, it's a terrific piece. I would produce it. All I can say.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Okay, we are out of time. Jack, thank you so much for being here and discussing this brilliant play with me.
Rachel, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and it's great to meet you.
And that is it for this episode, and indeed this series of Theatrical Shenanigans. I hope you enjoyed today's play, and indeed the other 9 episodes you've heard for this season. If you did, then as always, make sure you let us know by dropping us a like, follow, share or review on Facebook, Instagram or any other podcast platform. Even though this season has come to an end, the fun doesn't stop. Oh no. We continue right on next week with our 6th series of mini shenanigans, which sees 10 new mini plays with 1 each week. We also have our second Father's Day special coming up in June, and following that we will have a 3-part special ending with, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, our 200th episode. I hope you can join us for all of that, but in the meantime though, I've been Rachel Feeney-Williams, this is Theatrical Shenanigans, bring down the curtain and saying, I hope you can join us next time. Theatrical Shenanigans is part of an RFW Scripts production. Found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts and Podbean. Theme music is written and produced by Chris Cody.